Welcome back. Hey guys, don't forget to enter the Price Cutter Football Party giveaway. That's right. Every Sunday you could win a $100 gift card to Price Cutter by going to ozarksfirst.com/contest. Now, I just picked the first winner last Sunday. We have 9 more to go. You'll win a $100 gift card. Then the grand prize will be announced on December 11th, and that grand prize winner will receive a Price Cutter gift card, a Traeger grill, a portable fire pit, and a 55-inch television. Guys, these are big prizes, but you can't win unless you enter. Go enter right now at ozarksfirst.com/contest, and stay tuned Sunday at noon for another winner. There you go.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Good deal.
There it is. There's the website right there.
Enter now.
You're going to see that.
Can't win.
And now it's our pleasure to welcome Dr. Craig Schmidtke, Orca Oral Care Products, available at Price Cutter now. You're an oral surgeon.
That's correct.
And I was reading your story this morning, and it's fascinating because there's 2 kinds of pain I hate. Earaches and toothaches.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
They're horrible. So tell us about your product line and what you've come up with. It's really kind of game-changing.
Sure. Well, over the last 28 years, believe it or not, I've been practicing that long. 2 of the things that we see that people have most of the difficulty with is dry sockets and toothaches. Mm-hmm. Also, the third thing is teething babies, obviously,
yes.
correct? And so with that, what we've seen is that there's a tremendous amount of anxiety with patients. There's a tremendous anxiety with the dentist. There's also a tremendous anxiety of your family. And so everything that people seem to buy for teething and for toothaches and dry sockets and what have you doesn't seem to work. You squirt it in your mouth and it runs all over. It makes everything else numb, but it doesn't numb the area. So what we decided to do is take a medication that I personally had been mixing in my own office and formulate it into something very similar to a Tootsie Roll. And exactly, so we've all had a Tootsie Roll or piece of candy with Halloween coming up and whatnot. You get it caught in your teeth and you can't really get it out.
Yeah.
Well, what we've been able to do is duplicate that in a medication that's over the counter, that's safe, all holistic. And in turn, what you can do is you can place that on the area where the tooth is, or where the hole in the tooth is, or where the gum is, or where the socket is. And we've seen people, to a person, swear by the product. It's not only safe, but we've had people go from a 7 or an 8 in pain to less than a 1 in 10 minutes.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That is a game changer.
Yeah, the only drawback is the taste is not quite that great.
Oh,
but,
it doesn't taste like a Tootsie Roll.
But no, it doesn't.
I'm fine with that if it kills the pain.
Yeah,
exactly.
No kidding.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's it made of?
It's made of essential oils. It's made of basically clove oil as well, which everyone knows about clove.
I love clove.
Clove oil is fantastic. And then a bunch of other things. I can't divulge all of our secrets.
Yeah, of course.
No, of course.
But it's not one of the ingredients that necessarily works. It's the synergy of all of the ingredients together that actually makes it just amazing. And like I said, it's fantastic.
Okay, I luckily have not had tooth pain in a while, or gum pain, knock wood. But I will tell you what I do get. Does it work with canker sores?
Yes.
Hallelujah! I do get stress canker sores.
Yes, I will give you an anecdote. My assistant's son, 2 days before his wedding, broke out in canker sores all over his entire mouth, couldn't even speak. What he did end up doing is taking a ball of the material, rolled it around in his mouth, and he was actually able to get married.
Oh!
It sounds extremely powerful.
I hate to say I saved his wedding, but
You did.
We did.
You're Superman.
That sounds incredible. So when you put it in place in your mouth, it will stay.
Correct. Yes.
That's...
Yeah. It comes in a small little jar, and there's a little applicator spoon. Sometimes it's a little bit too sticky, so if you wet your fingers, you can then roll it into a small ball. And obviously, where the tooth hurts is down along the root line, so you can actually place it in what we call the embrasure spaces, which is the spaces between the teeth that kind of engage it and allow it to stick along the gum line. You let it sit there and melt. As in southern Alabama, where I'm from, we say you kind of leave it in there like a dip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
And you let it dissolve. And like I said, we've seen people get fantastic results within about 10 minutes. The other great benefit about this is, and we know this with the opioid crisis that's going on in the country right now, I have managed with my patients in Alabama to not give a preoperative prescription for opioids in over a year in using this. So it does work that well that people don't require an opioid prior to, say, surgery. Obviously, I give them that after surgery, but it's really cut into that. And we see that. You'll see, I'm sure you see that here in Springfield. I'm sure everybody's seeing that across the country. So we feel like we're doing our little part in that as well.
That is a great thing to do because people get hooked on those.
They do.
And then they leads to outside drugs.
So okay, so you have that, and I also saw something for the babies, for the teething, because that is a big thing with the teething and the crying babies.
Yes, and you know the irony of that is that some of the products that are out there on the market have been actually, if you go to the certain websites of different companies, they don't recommend using it and talk about how it can have toxic effects towards babies.
Is that it right there? We're looking at that.
That's the product. That's Baby Orca. and it is a significantly toned down version of the adult version. This is more of a liquid, and actually, believe it or not, the babies actually like the taste. And we've seen it work fantastic, even on kids that have toothaches and whatnot. So we're hoping that it'll get some traction. We can't thank the people at Price Cutter enough. Everybody here in Springfield has been really, really welcoming. That was what I said this morning talking to my wife. I was like, everybody's just so nice here. It's fantastic.
It's true.
So it's in the stores now.
It is.
All right, in all of the Price Cutters.
Price Cutters and Country Marts.
Yes, that's correct.
Is it what section is it? Toward the pharmacy area?
Yes. In the over-the-counter pharmacy, in the area of normal pain and analgesia and that sort of thing.
As well as it uses. This is a miracle. Really.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, it's been a long time coming. We've been working on this for actually over a decade, and it's not easy. We appreciate it's been really a grassroots effort, but you're fighting behemoths. Everybody says I have a toothache, I'm going to go and get X, and it's kind of, as I always say, we're fighting Kleenex. It's challenging.
Yeah.
And what is the name of the adult version? Is it Putty?
Yeah, Orca Pain Relief Putty.
Pain Relief Putty.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, this is a game changer for everybody.
That is amazing. Like I'm kind of in awe, but who are you going to trust? An oral surgeon who came up with this, who has to deal with this kind of pain every single day. I bet your patients are like so over the moon about this.
I tell you, my patients, the doctors that use it, and actually all of these products, the Pain Relief Putty, as well as some of our other products that we have in the professional line, are being used in dental offices. So all I can say is that the dental community has embraced this, and it's one of those things that we just hope we get more traction.
Oh, I'm sure we will. And then if you've got a little tooth pain, you can put it in there until you can see a dentist.
You got it.
And
Exactly.
Dr. Schmidtke, thank you so much. It's good to meet. I hope you enjoy your time here in Springfield.
You know what? It's been great so far, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be out at some of the Price Cutter stores today, so if you run into me, shake my hand. I'll be glad to talk to anybody.
Absolutely.
I've never met a stranger.
Hey guys, keep up the hospitality, okay? We've got to send it back to Alabama saying Springfield is amazing, which it is.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right. We'll be back right after this.
Well, I'm so glad we're hospitable.
Yes. I was trying to plug Price Cutter and Spring.